What's up, everybody? Welcome to Test Drive today. We're doing some Nayasaurs, finally. It's been a while since we've actually shown Nayasaurs on the list here. Went through, was it Jund, and then now Gruul, and now we have Naya. So, if you don't know, Naya is 3 colors. It is red, green, and white. White is definitely here for some flexibility, for some control, and for some pumping, thanks to new cards like Radiant Destiny. Decklist is in the description. Deck Tech is on the channel as well. I'm going to go over it really quickly so I can kind of explain the cards I picked, because from the, first glance, this deck looks very weird and kind of all over the place. But after a lot of testing myself, I do think it works out really nicely. So here at the 1 mana slot, we have 3 Commune with Dinosaurs. Great way to get some of our lands, because we do have 3 different colors. And a great way to get a Ripjaw Raptor, or a Hatchling, or even a Register Alpha, which can end the game for us. In the 2 mana slot, we have a lot of cards for us. A Braid for some anti-artifact stuff, like Mardu vehicles, Godfrey's Gift. Strike for some early game removal. Glint-Sleeve Siphoners being a real pain right now, as well as things like Jade Light Ranger, things like that, or a Winding Constrictor. Raptor Hatchling being a great card for us if we're not against anything with black in it. If we're up against something with black, Raptor Hatchling is probably going to come out due to Fatal Push, because Hatchling dies to Fatal Push without the Enrage trigger. But against a strike or against a block, it turns into a 3/3, which is awesome. Drover of the Mighty here. I had one Otepic Huntmaster in the main board. What's up, guy? And I took it out because I think the 3/3 that adds 1 color mana to your mana pool is way more interesting than a makes dinosaurs cheaper and gives them haste. I like Drover for that a little bit more. 2 Heroic Intervention to help kind of suppress hidden stockpile decks, kind of survive against those kind of decks, as well as those black-blue control decks with Bontu's Last Reckoning. 3 Radiant Destiny, because this is a dinosaur build, and giving them +1/+1 on a top of a 3/3 with Trampler, making it a 4/4 Trampler is ridiculous, making this guy a 5/6 as well. 2 Fiery Cannonade, because I haven't seen as many pirates in the testing as I've seen in previous weeks. But I do think this card is going to be coming out, obviously, if we're against pirates. But this is really good against merfolk, this is really good against vampires, and really good against the token-based strategy. So 2 Adoring Recession here in the 4 mana slot. Thought about a 3rd taking out a cast out, but I do think 2 is okay. Really good at being able to, when Raptor Hatchling dies, creating 2 3/3s. Same with Hot Leaf, it goes 0, it creates 2 3/3s. And with Register Alpha, it creates 2 3/3s. Awesome for us. And if it stacks, of course, creates just as many more. 3 cast out here for us, fantastic. 3 Ripjaw Raptor, just really good at being able to get value and being a big blocker for us. Alpha is going to be our game ender, and Hotley's going to be our game ender as well. And its her negative ability is fantastic at getting around a lot of tokens as well. So, moving into the sideboard here, we have a lot of different cards to go up against different things. We have Sweltering Suns to go up against a more pirate-based removal, or a wider creature-based removal. We have Scavenger for some Graveyard hate, Thrashing Brontodon for some enchantment and artifact hate. Ixalan's Binding here is good for Scarab Gods, good for any kind of Planeswalker we don't like dealing with, or a hidden stockpile. Anything they have a 4 of, basically. 2 Subtle Wreckage here against a hyper-aggressive strategy, like the Favorable Winds pirate strategy. That's definitely coming in. 2 Chandra's Torch of Defiance for control, 1 Hour of Devastation for a Ronas or a Hazoret build, and 2 Carnage Tyrant for control once again. One of the things I keep seeing is Carnage Tyrant is being countered really well with a Vizier of Any Faces in blue, so they may bring that in sideboard. So that's one of the things you want to be worrying about in that particular matchup. But I do think Carnage Tyrant is still worth it to bring into a control matchup fight. What's up, Michael? I got a dentist appointment. I'd watch this. Aw, sorry, Spaz. Let's see. Go to Test Drive Cats 3.0 with Hotley. Definitely Gibbage. Spoilers, that's this week. Let's get into the matches, guys. Excited to show this deck off. It's a very kind of wonky deck, but has a lot of good ways of being able to come back when you're behind on the play. Let's just see how we can do in the actual matches, though. Let's see here. 2 lands, Destiny, Cast Out, Alpha, and Strike with a Fire Candidate in our hand. It's probably going to need a keep for us because we have both of the manas we need. Going to go for a keep here. Play Rebound Crag first, unless we get into a forest or a mountain. Why the heck is Fire Candidate in this dinosaur deck? To trigger Enrage on the Hatchling, as well as on the... we're up against a Vampire deck layer here. As well as the Ripjaw Raptor. It can kill our opponent's creatures, as well as pumping or triggering Enrage on our creatures. And it's only 3 colorless, 1 red mana, not 2 red mana, so it's easier to get off on their turn because it is an instant. That's the main reason it's in the main board here. Opponent getting in for 1 here. Playing a Glorified. Let's go for an Inspiring Vantage here. Hatchling is going to be a card that's going to annoy them to no end. We might just hold that up for a blocker here, or use a Fire Cannonade if we get into a land. More than likely, though, we'll go for a Radiant Destiny. They do have black mana, so we might see a Fatal Push here. I'm thinking they're going to pass, though, because we want to block. They're not gonna. All right, we're gonna block, and then they're going to Fatal Push our 3/3. Looks like that's what's gonna happen here. Most of the time, people who have black in their deck automatically have Fatal Push in their hand. That's just kind of how it goes. Making another Legion's Landing here, and to Adonto Vanguard. All right, fine by me. Let's see, Inspiring Vantage here is pretty decent. Let's go for a Radiant Destiny here. Make a 4/4. That means if Vanguard can't attack in to our 4/4 here. Gonna pass turn. Fish sticks. Oh man. Have you seen the 4-color ramp just put up on Goldfish? I have not yet, Daniel. No. I try to not look at other people's deck lists as much as I can help it, because they kind of influence me. It's hard not to be influenced, obviously. Maverick Fane here. Fire Cannonade is going to do a ton of work this next turn. I'm assuming they're going to get out for an attack here. We'll want to block, and they're going to pay 4 life for that. No problem. Let's block the 3/1. They're going to pay 4 life. And then they won't have anything next turn thanks to Fire Cannonade. Yeah, Forward of the Empire is also really good, Joshua. My main problem was in testing, I used it a lot and it got destroyed a lot, thanks to cards like Vraska's Contempt, thanks to just our opponent using a Fatal Push on it once they have it revolted. We could go for a Cannonade this turn, or we could wait a turn. My problem is if they attack out, obviously Legion's Landing will flip, and we don't want that to happen, so we're going to want to Cannonade this turn. And then, whoop, they did let Adonto die. So let's just get in for 4. Aww. Opponent, not happy about that. Well, that's game 1. Alright, well, whatever. Oh, man. Stellar Wreckage is going to be brought in here. Let's take out 1 Raptor. Hatchlings are going to be taken out here because of the black in their deck, just assuming removal. Let's bring in some Thrashing Brontodons here. Bring in 2 of those. Cannonade's going to be fine. We could bring in a 3rd removal spell for Sweltering Suns. Take out the Heroic Intervention. Most of the time, these black-white decks will not have a full removal spell, so Intervention's fine to take out. Let's see here. I'm trying to think whether or not to bring in Carnage Tyrant here. They've acknowledged the time the time spent in the oven with this deck. Quick game 1. Let's sort through this real quick. I think we probably want to bring in maybe a Carnage Tyrant. It can be a real pain. I'll take out 1 cast out for that. I think we should be fine here with everything else. Let's hit submit. What's up, Unmask? Draft did not go well yesterday for us. We had a really great pick 1 with Angrath, the Flame Chained, and then we kind of just got stuck in Rakdos colors. Got a little tunnel vision there. White and blue were very open in the early game. This is a terrible hand for us. We're going to mulligan. Oh, this is no better. Oh, no. Mulligan. What is happening? What is happening? I mean, we have to, right? We have to mulligan again. To 4. We can't go lower than 4. We're keeping it. We have to keep it. Bottom that. Wow. Wow. That was amazing. I mean, we're on the draw, so it's not like... Let's go for unclaimed here. Dinosaur pass. One of my comments in the video was that unclaimed should probably be brought out for some more mountains and forests. Boarded all my lands by accident. No, they're not in the sideboard. Opponent is on all, like, going really quickly. $5 donation. Merfolk lives matter. I mean, yeah, sure, yeah, if you say so. Gonna pass turn here. We do have Fire Candidate in hand, so we can deal with their board state if they get large. We just need to get into some white mana, red mana or white mana for the Cellar Wreckage. Yahini coming in here, attacking in. They're flipping. Legion's landing this turn. Okay, it's 6. This is going to be a loss for us. Let's just get concede. Go to game 3. That was awful. Quick game 2 for our opponent there because we had no lands for a couple turns. Let's see what we want to do if we want to bring anything out. I do think we're fine. Alright, let's hit submit here. Go to game 3. What's up, Kyle? Yeah, I do think then thanks, Effie. I would say that as far as tribes go, I would say it's probably like vampires, followed by pirates, then merfolk, then dinosaurs. As far as Ixalan tribes go, I do think merfolk and pirates can be swapped depending on, you know, how the build is. Play first, yes. All right. This is much better for us. Let's keep. We're on the draw here. Get out of forest. Pass. Stickler, that's why in the deck tech I made that comment where it probably should have been just regular mountains and forests instead of the unclaimed territories. In the initial build, the unclaimed, there was actually like 26 creatures, and then I kind of kept limiting it, and then I didn't change the mana base. So when I got to the video, I had the same mana base, which is not, I would say, not ideal. Let's go for a Rootbound Crag here. We could go Radiant Destiny or just go Anointed Procession. I think the cool thing about this is if we go Anointed Procession here, we could get a Register Alpha if we get into a land next turn. Legion's landing for our opponent. They may have a kill spell for the Drover. If they do, I would feel bad. Nope, Legion's Lieutenant. Okay. Settle the Wreckage could be used next turn for when they flip. Ooh, there's a mountain there. We want to go for Alpha as soon as possible. There we go. We want to keep up for the turn for blocks. Basically, that means if they attack in here, then they'll have a lot of creatures to deal with. But turn 4, have an Alpha and 2 3/3s is pretty good. Radiant Destiny, Slaughter the Strong. Oh no! Okay, choose any number of creatures he or she controls with power 4 or less, then sacrifice all other creatures he or she controls. Gotcha. Okay. That's annoying. This does mean opponent will likely not attack out here. Okay. Let's go for Radiant Destiny. Yeah, I should have been able to pick the Alpha there, couldn't I? You're right, Kevin. We should have picked the Alpha there. I'm going to update this to a punt. That's the first time, honestly, that's the first time I've seen Slaughter the Strong against me in tournament practice. So that's why I was kind of confused for a second. But we still have a 4/4, so it's not like it's a big deal. Metallic Mimic for our opponent here. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. Maverick Fane. Yeah, Slaughter the Strong is really bizarre. Assuming no attacks this turn. Might actually be good to do a cast out here. They're going to go for a Maverick Fane here. We're going to kill the Legion Lieutenant. Interesting move from our opponent. How bizarre. A Braid. Could go for an Abrade on Maverick Fane. Let's get out Drover and then go for an Abrade. Kill the Maverick Fane on our turn. And then just, we could attack in if we wanted to. They may double block. So I'm going to wait. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. We have an answer to an attack as well as cast out to a big bomb, so I think we're fine. What's up, Josh? Looks like no attacks here. Sanctum Seeker is annoying. Ripjaw Raptor is a decent card for us. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we get into a cast out here that goes to 9. We may actually want to go for a Settle the Wreckage this turn against our opponent. 1 card in hand. Or just a cast out on the Sanctum Seeker. Let's go for a cast out. Grab that Sanctum Seeker. Okay, a 2/1 and a... I think we should just attack out here. Let's go for attacks. They may double block here if they want to. They have 1 card in hand, though, so... Getting into a Ripjaw Raptor. This does mean an automatic flip from our opponent for Legion's Landing. But we have a pretty big advantage thanks to them not having any card draw. Yahini here. Good top deck there. Congratulations, T-Tuck. To be fair, their deck is a pain in the neck to play against. Because it's a vampire deck. I see, I see. Alright, so the Wreckage is going to be up here for us this next turn. Got into a strike as well. We're just going to attack out with our 4/4 here. Hold up, Settle. Gonna make a 1/1 here. Could do double block here on the dinosaur. It's fair. Sure. Making a Yahini a 4/4. And we're going to pass turn. Two cards in our opponent's hand here. Let's see what's going to happen. May have another creature play. Getting in 4/4 and 1/1, no problem. The reason I want to use Settle here against this is because Yahini is such a hard to deal with creature. We do have double white because of Drover. Legion's Landing once again. No problem. Okay. Commune. Let's go for Ripjaw Raptor. So close as far as 10 for the Ascend for Radiant Destiny. Let's see here. Alpha is what we want to grab here. Any order's fine. And pass turn. Bolt the Mimic is pretty fair. I can kind of see that too. We'll likely do that either this coming turn or go for an alpha. Call the Feast. Ouch. Gruesome Fate. Okay. Down to 4. I think they win this turn, right? Yeah, Gruesome Fate does make it so they win this turn. Wow. Was not expecting that. Bolting the Mimic probably should have been the priority there. I did not think they would have a limited card in their main board here, though, so. What's up, Leos? That's it. Let's go for another match here. Let's see, we are 1 loss. Match 2. Close there, though. Opening hand is okay. We needed a green mana for that Commune. Wish we had Commune. We are on the draw, though. Having Strike in here is pretty decent. And having Unclaimed here does mean if we don't get into a green mana, we can still do Alpha relatively soon. This will probably be a keep for us. Hit 6. Yeah, I did not expect that Gruesome Fate there. Such a weird card to have in a deck. I guess it does make sense, though. I mean, they did have Sanctum Seeker. But I feel like you'd only want one of those cards in the deck. Either Sanctum Seeker or maybe the Bloodstained. I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Paladin the Bloodstained? The 5-mana one. Ooh, there it is. Let's go for a Forest. Go for a Commune. Raptor's pretty good. Let's get that. Any order? Fine by me. Not a fan of the deck. I like the stream anyway because I'm a good person. Well, I appreciate that, I think. Not really sure about that. Let's see your green mana. Ooh, blue mana. Okay. Might be some weird control deck here. Waiting for our opponent to pass turn. Let's go for a mountain and then a hatchling. All right. Okay. Is it Second Sun? What is happening? Mistcloak Herald. Not Second Sun, I would say. Okay. That does mean that Raptor is less good against this deck. Another irrigated farmland. Passing turn. Weird. Let's go for a, I guess, forest here. I'm going to hold up a lightning strike and just get in for 1. Blue-white auras. Do 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 do. 6 cards in opponent's hand. Opponent said, I turned off the live stream, I promise. Oh man, this is gonna be funny. Well, we definitely will have a turn 5 Register Alpha, though. Cartouche of Knowledge here. Knowledge and Wisdom. Could go for a strike here. I do think a negate is in hand, though. I do think it's still a good move, though, because having them draw a card is going to be annoying. Sheltering Light, okay. Then I guess we just cast out, right? Knowledge and Lightning Strikes. No problem, Mr. Fu. RDO win. Yeah, we died to a Metallic Mimic, or what was the not that card, but Gruesome Fate, which is a weird card to die to. But that's all right. Opponent getting in here for 2, dropping us down to 18. Opponent has 1 mana available, maybe for a Spell Pierce. We could try a Cast Out. I do think a Commune though is better in this particular situation. Let's go for a Rootbound Crag. Getting those out of the way. Alright, getting in for 1. How can it be Boggles if there's Boggles that's not in it? You know what I'm saying? Is it just that people just call it that because it's an aura deck? So I met my Gruesome Fate at the hands of Gruesome Fate? That's exactly right. You're 100% correct. Let's see. 4 cards in our opponent's hand. Cartouche of Solidarity here. Okay. Sonic soundtrack. Thanks, T-Tuck. Another Cartouche of Knowledge. Wow. They are really putting all of their faith into this one creature. All right. Deck reminds you of Theros. It kind of does, actually. All of the enchantments. Excuse me. Let's see, 3 cards on our opponent's hand. Ooh, they're tapping out for a Daunto Vanguard. So we're going to go for a cast out on the Herald here. Very nice. Tapping out was not a good idea for our opponent. Grab Cartouche of Knowledge. That'd be funny. All right. And we'll just pass turn here. Our opponent just said, no. I'm just like, sorry, that's what happens when you put, all of your eggs in one basket. Vanguard, best card in Standard? I don't know about that. I would say Fatal Push is probably the best card in Standard. I would say Vanguard is probably the best white 2-drop in Standard at the moment. It's very good. Should have drove, then cast out. I couldn't use Drover this turn, though. Herald here. Okay, 2 cards in our opponent's hand. Another Vanguard. Man, they are just going super wide right now. Adorned Pouncer. No cards in hand. Alright. Assuming an attack, yeah, with the Vanguard here. Gonna block right here. Lose our creatures. They have to pay 4 life to keep that one alive. Yep, and then we'll make a 3/3. What's the best 4-drop in Standard opinions? As far as like creatures, or just 4-drop in general? I mean, Chandra Torch of Defiance is a 4-drop, so that's probably the best red. Getting into a lot of mana here. Whoops. Let's go for Alpha. Very nice. Hazoret. Yeah, Hazoret's pretty good. Alright, so Adorned Pouncer can die to our 3/3s. Vanguard can kill one of our 3/3s and they can lose life. So they'll probably want to attack out with everybody this turn. Maybe not the Warrior. Yeah, one with the wind would be awful. They have 0 cards in hand, so they're going to have to top deck something amazing. Yeah, I agree, Elliot. Chandra fits more decks. Curious Obsession, of course. This card is amazing and limited. Super good in standard. Such an interesting build here. Getting it for 2 unblockable. What a card to top deck. A card that gives you more cards. Okay. Let's see what we get into as far as a draw here. Would love to get into probably another cast out for the Herald. Or a Fiery Cannonade. Another land. Man. Just getting into absurd land. So we can start attacking out here. This would be the goal. But if we attack out and they block with Vanguards, they'll pay 4 life, go down to 8, and then swing back at us, and we'll lose. So we've got to be really careful about how we do our play here. I'm going to hit 4 again. Place cast out with Ixalan Binding. Michael, you're probably right there. We do have one in the sideboard, so we definitely will do that. Ideas to beat a Pummeler deck in Sultai? Thrashing Brontodon, because you have green, Naturalize, those cards. Okay, 2 cards in hand. Let's see, SRAM Senior Edit. Oh, this is a weird card to bring. Oh, I guess because it does count for auras. Abrade, lots of Abrade. That's not Sultai. Another Curious Obsession. Opponent. What an interesting deck. The 3/3 that draws them 2 cards. I do like that they're putting all their faith into 1 card, though. That's nice. It is convenient when we draw into a removal. Torrential Gearhulk is the best creature. I kind of hate Torrential Gearhulk, honestly. It's just a 6/5 that does nothing if you have no graveyard. So... Hash's Taker is the best creature overall. I mean, it's good because it takes something, but a 2/3 that can die to a strike or a braid, I don't really think that's great. Are we listening to budget decks? Well, a deck I've never faced before, yes. Baffling End, okay. Grabbing, I would assume, Drover or Dinosaur? Okay. What's up, Bert? Weird, JD. Do you have the notifications on? Usually it'll ping people when it goes live. That little bell beside the subscribe button. Oh, Hotly's very good for us. Let's make a Dino here. And then we'll probably waste Hotly next turn. For a kill on Curious on the Mistbound Mistcloak. How internet? If you want to post a deck list, you can always post it in the Facebook group. The link is in the description. Okay. Played a Chef at Dunes here. Yeah, this is probably what's going to be the turn that's going to kill us. Curious Possession once again on our opponent. Jeez. Alright, so we do have a way to gain life here with the Hotly. So we may start doing that this turn, thanks to Register Alpha. We can also ping all of our creatures, our opponent's creatures down when Hotly is high enough. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we get to 6, we can actually make all their creatures not be able to block and then just get in for lethal. Unblockable. You think they're going to point that at Hotly? I'd assume they'd point that at us because we're at 9. Or are they just going to try to end the game here? Ending the game here would probably be a good idea too. Blocking Vanguard, Vanguard, Pouncer, and SRAM. Yeah, okay. Ba-da-doo-doo-doo. Five unblockable, going to 4, and taking another 2. Seems about right. Going to 7, dropping down to 2. Let's see what we can do. I'm assuming they want to use their Vanguards here to pay the 4 life. 1 card in hand. Could be Sheltering Light. Swing all out at me. Swift Spear is the best creature ever printed. Probably in red, Justin. I think that's probably pretty accurate. Let's go for that. Pay life, pay life. Yep. Settle is not in the main board here. They are going to draw 3 cards, though. Let's see, they are at 6. And if they don't have another creature play, we win because we can create a dinosaur with Hotly and swing out for 7. So I'm not sure if our opponent realized that or not. Unless they have Unsummon in hand. If they have Unsummon in hand, that's it. Legion's Landing. Okay, so they do have the ability to make a creature here. Alright, so we want to board into removal. So a Lightning Strike, a Braid, something like that. Oh, that's right. We also have the Vigilance creature here. Or we just get into an alpha. That's fine. There we go. That'll do it for our opponent there. Could make it so they couldn't block, but it doesn't matter. I don't believe. They can block the 2s and get in for 6. Yeah. Isn't that correct? Lifelink wouldn't matter at this point, correct? Because of the damage? Opponent's giving me the GG. Because of the damage and lifelink happens at the same time, lifelink doesn't matter. He wouldn't be at 1 because he'd be at 0 first, correct? Josh goes on the stack. I don't know. Opponent did scoop, though. I would say negativing there with Hotly would be safer, for sure. Let's get in Settle and Binding. Take out a Cast Out. It doesn't go on the stack? Okay. Whoops, Scout. Suns could also be good here. Or Hour. Let's see. Brontodon can come in here to deal with the Curious Obsession. Let's take out some hatchlings. Take out a raptor. Let's take out intervention here. We don't really need it for this particular matchup. Double fund for the win. Okay. The only reason I say that, Josh, is because I've had a lot of situations where I would have been alive if the lifelink had worked, and then I lose the match. So that's why I have a... It might just be an MTGO bug, but... Let's see. Think about maybe bringing in Torch. Let's bring out the another hatch. Let's bring out both hatchlings and bring in a Suns and an Hour. Let's do that. Pull a Destiny for a Death Gorge. Could have done that, but I mean, like, they're not gonna have too much graveyard interaction with it, except for a Dorn Pouncer. That would be annoying. So bringing in Death Gorge probably was the right idea there. We'll probably have a game 3 with this deck, honestly. We'll see what happens though. Dude, these hands, though, are killing us. Mulligan. This is fine. Because of Commune and Rootbound. Being on the draw is also fine. Opponent mulligan to 6. We're going to top that land there. Authority. Let's go for a Rootbound Crag. Pass turn. Okay. Let's go for a Plains here. Could go for a Drover instead of a Commune first. That's probably fair. Let's go for Drover first. Pass turn. Authority is going to be annoying, but we do have Thrashing Brontodon in hand to deal with it. Yeah, life loss happens first, Justin, I thought. Because most of the time, whenever like a situation like that does occur, the opponent does lose on MTGO. But now that could be an MTGO thing and not a actual Magic rule thing. Or it could just be me being crazy. I don't know. But if our opponent had played that out, we would have seen what would have happened. Let's go for Rebound Crag here. Herald's so annoying. Let's go Commune here. And then Drover with the other Drover. Let's go with the Inspiring Vantage. And the reason is because of the double white for Settle Wreckage. Just came in. What were the games so far? Game 1 we went up against a Vampire deck. Died to a Gruesome Fate. And now we're up against a blue-white Auras deck. Really loving how diverse the format is, especially in the tournament practice. I know that the opponent scooped, Ellie. That's correct. Do-do-do-do. That's what matters, yeah. That's like one time on stream, I accidentally used a Fatal Push on a Bristling Hydra, and opponent scooped in response to that because they thought it would kill it when it wouldn't have. Or no, they used a Blossoming Defense. They didn't scoop. They used a Blossoming Defense on it. Even though Bristling Hydra wouldn't have died anyway through the Fatal Push because it didn't have a Revolt trigger. Pot of Greed! I draw 2 new cards. That card is banned, by the way. Adorn Pouncer here. Inspiring Vantage here. Let's go for a Thrashing Brontodon. No problem. Let's get in for some damage here. Getting in for 6. Opponent can't block this, obviously. They could block it, but it would die. And then next turn we'll do Fiery Cannonade. Won't kill any of our creatures. The other creatures will die. Herald may not die if it gets pumped again. If I would have used a Fiery Cannonade this turn, all of my creatures would have been dead. So that's why we're allowing the Curious Obsession to be here. It's not my choice. Favorite Mega Man game? If we're going original, probably 2. If we're going X series, probably 4. Although original's very good too. Another Curious Obsession, no problem. Herald is frustratingly annoying. So what we may do this next turn is sack Brontodon, or go for Cannonade, and then sack... maybe not, let's see. It depends on how we have to play this. What's a Pyro? All the question marks. Alright. They have no blue mana, so nothing for removal. Would Panharmonicon work with Hotly Emblem? I'm not sure. Don't believe so. I think it's just Annoying Procession here. Because it's creature artifact on the Panharmonicon. Cartouche of Solidarity here. Okay. Planes here. Let's see what we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mana. Could go for an alpha. The reason I can think of alpha first. What's up, Pyro? Cannonade is super useful in this particular situation because we could get in for 9. But having them draw 2 cards is so frustrating. Let's go for Cannonade here. It's going to kill everything but the Herald. We get in for 9. And we don't want to sack the Brontodon this turn because our creatures would also die. So they do have the ability of getting in for 3 again. Opponent down to 8 here. Let's see, this is 5 mana, correct? Yeah. If I did that, Roland, all of my creatures would die because they would become 1/1s. So I want to be a little bit more conservative with our board state. They did hit a 5th land with it, so they can do an Adorned Pouncer this turn if you want to. Getting in for 3, drawing 2 extra cards. We honestly just need to board into like an Abrade or Strike. That'd be great. Because we do have 3 strikes and 2 Abrades in the main board. We also have Ixalan's Binding and a bunch of other stuff, so. Yeah, try to keep it clean in the chat, guys. Appreciate it. This is a Christian channel. Let's see here. 4 cards in hand. 3, 4, 5. All right. Krivix games are going okay. Board wipe incoming. Nah, Pouncer internalized. That's fine. Top deck into Settle. Nope. Mountain here. Cancel real quick. Could go for an Authority kill here or a Curious Obsession, then Cannonade kill. Let's see. Trying to think which one we kill first. I would say Obsession first. We want to kill the Mistcloak Herald because it's giving them too much value. So we go for Alpha, or we go for Authority first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pouncer is just annoying to deal with, so They are tapped out, so it does mean I think we want to go for a Bronzodon Curious Obsession here. Kill that. Slow down our opponent. Oops. 3, 4, 5. Get out Alpha. And then next turn go for a Cannonade. Nope, gonna keep up here. Take out Pouncer. Well, Pouncer has double strike, so they would be able to kill it with one hit. Mighty. ActRaiser OSD. Definitely will look into it. I try to keep the music as fresh as possible, but sometimes I get kind of stuck in the Mega Man music for a while. Combat Tricks by Terran. Yeah, we could have done a Cannonade there instead of playing the Alpha, but I do think playing the Alpha is pretty good as well. 8, 9, 10. Cycling irrigated farmland. You want a combat trick? Ooh. Magic. No, that's fine. Getting in for 2 here. They're not going to want to attack with the Adorned Pouncer. Glorified blocker here. When can we expect to see a second Sun deck? Soon, Joshua, for sure. Although next week we'll be back to like standard modern Commander, things like that. I like doing some fun stuff in standard, but I don't like staying there. I want to try and make sure that our content is fresh. Rootbound Crag, okay. Herald and Pouncer here. Let's go for a Cannonade. Let's see if they have a Sheltering Light in hand. They don't. We can get in for 9 this turn. Ooh, Slash of Talons. Whoa, whoa. What is happening? Man. All right. Interesting they didn't try to kill the other dinosaur. Destroying Authority would have been probably a good idea. But I do like being able to kill all those creatures on their side of the field. They also have 2 Adorned Pouncers in the graveyard, so not feeling too great right now. A Chef at Dunes also will kill us this turn because of the pump here. I just saw that. Wow. Interesting deck. Oh, they're going to do Cartouche instead. Okay. Either way, they win this turn. Interesting build, though. Again, it's just because the format's so wide open that, like, I've never even played this deck, which is nice. Opponent not very good. Opponent's going to win. What are you talking about? They just get in for 10 there. That's it. Let's go to game 3 here. Yeah, definitely want to bring in Death Gorge Scavenger. I'm happy with how the matches are playing out, though. Let's go for Scavenger into the deck. Probably want to take out the Raptor, maybe. Blue-White Ores is a real competitive deck. I had no idea, honestly. Let's take out Hour. Let's take out a Radiant Destiny. Yeah, we want to keep in Raptor for some passive card draw. We could bring in Chandra in his place, though. trying to think if we want to bring anything else in here. 3rd place last week in SCG Dallas. Gotcha, sideboard. Had no idea. And that's kind of why I like to keep kind of in the dark a little bit about some of the deck techs. That way I can make my own that aren't influenced. But I do like the idea of this deck. It's really cool. Chandra for Annoyed Procession. Over a Procession. I mean, that's pretty fair. See, if we take out Procession, we probably want to take out the Radiant Destiny. Bring in... Let's see, we can bring in Tyrant or Hour. Hour and Suns. We lost the Blaze, we lost the Sweeps, and we lost the Creeps. Oh, man. Yeah, I think it's probably going to do it for us. Let's hit submit. Play first? Yes. Opening hand is 3 lands, Hotly, and Strike, and Suns. I think this is going to be a keep for us thanks to the double red. Being on the play isn't too bad either. However, Crag does come in tap, so we want to play that first. 4 sweeps feels a bit much. Could be. The problem here that I'm kind of seeing is they have a lot of 1-drops. They can turn into 4-drops. Being able to stack them is pretty decent in the mid to late game. But also Suns can be used as cycling as well, so if we want to get into it, we can just use a cycle. Standard is so versatile, there's no best counter. I kind of agree with that right now, Kai. I think Standard is, for all intents and purposes, fixed for now, which is a good thing to me. I think it's awesome. Let's see, your opponent laying a land and passing. Let's go for Inspiring Vantage. Go for Commune. I drew into that. Let's see. Brontodon is pretty decent, but we probably want to go for Alpha. No, probably want to go for Inspiring Vantage here. I think that's probably the move. Let's get that pass. Is the new Hotly not good in this deck? T-Tech, I didn't really like it in this deck. I like the old one better because it created 3/3s. The other one is based on how much you have. So I didn't pick the Brontodon based on the 1 green mana we had. We need 2 green mana. So obviously, if we draw Forest here, it would be great, but we didn't. Let's go for Inspiring Vantage here, and just pass turn. We have enough for Sweltering Suns on our turn, or a cycle on their turn. Lightning Strike can also deal with a Herald. Okay. Curious Obsession, okay. We're not going to let them get in here, obviously. Going to go for a strike. They may have Sheltering Light here. Looks like it. Maybe an Adorned Pouncer. Nope. Awesome. So now you just bring out the cat and main phase 2. Yeah, I'm going to hold up the Suns for a while. Yeah, bringing back the cat and playing nothing else. 5 cards in hand. Legion's Landing, okay. Not bad. Ooh, nice. Got into a forest there. Let's do that and pass turn. And then next turn we'll play Hotly, or if they get into a couple more creatures, we'll just Sweltering Suns their side of the field. What's up, sideboard? Fun games you had yesterday, man. Sorry I couldn't stay for longer. I was working on the MTGO finance video. And got that out. Assuming just 2 attacks here with lifelink. Getting in for 2. Going to 21, down to 18. Let's see what their secondary play is. Glad that there wasn't a Curious Obsession on top of that. They may just be holding up for a counter on a Planeswalker or something. Adorn Pouncer, gotcha. That's fair. Lands. Suns is pretty fair here. We have 2 up for a Spell Pierce. Alright, pass turn. Alright, now I would like to not draw a land for the rest of the game. If I can help it. Oh, man. Alright. 3 mana. Could go for a 4th mana this turn. Still 2 more turns for an Adorned Pouncer. There's a Pouncer there. Okay. Let's go over Hotly. We could go a negative here. And ping the creature. See if they have Sheltering Light in hand. They do not. Let's go for a Commune with Dinosaurs. Try and go for an alpha if we can. Brontodon's okay. Let's get that. Any order? Pass. Opponent just hit 5-minute warning. Getting it 6 for our opponent here. There's their 4th land drop. So they're going to get close to a Adorned Pouncer pretty soon. Let's see here. We probably want to go for a 3/3 dinosaur. Let's see what we board into. Alpha's very good. They have 1 blue mana. Let's see if they have a counter. They do not. Go for a 3/3 here. And then get in for 6. Nice. Let's see if they have a Settle the Wreckage. Doesn't look like it. 4 cards in hand. Nice. It's amazing how bad Planeswalkers are still amazing when they're the only thing on board. David, I wouldn't say Hotly's technically a bad Planeswalker. I would just say she's slow. She really needs a good build around her. Like, she's not a Planeswalker like Chandra that can just take over the match. Or, like, even the new Nissa is kind of like those creatures that can just take over the match. Any of the Planeswalkers that create, like, tokens, I think is very good. Let's go for a 0 here. 5 cards in our opponent's hand. Could go for a Thrashing Brontodon here. Or another Commune. Let's go Commune. Riptraw's pretty good. Chandra would have been amazing. Oh, we could have made the Hotly. We could have won this turn. So what we could have done, we could have cast Hotly again and then actually made another 3/3 and attacked. Yep. Yeah, now we just gotta wait for a top deck from our opponent. Yeah, Muso, that's correct. We could have played the other Hotly there and made another 0, or done 0 again, made another 3/3 and won. So now we're or not, opponent just scooping. Oh, that sucks for them. But that was a great game. Very close. So we are 1-1. Let's go to match 3. Punt turn. Oh yeah, sure. I'll put a punt up counter there. for not being as efficient as possible in that play. Usually it happens after the fact. Let's see, 3 lands, alpha, cast out, strike, and a braid. This is probably worth it since we're on the play, or on the draw. You can say you were worried about cast out or something. Totally not a punt. That's exactly right, David. I was worried about, you know, that instead. Turn 1 duress? Oh, we're playing mean magic now, huh? Oh, man. Strike, a braid, or cast out. Which one you want? More like a recovered fumble. Oh, man. All right. I could go for an Inspiring Vantage here and pass turn. We have a forest here, so I'm not too worried about getting a Crag out on turn 1. We got Rakdos here. Opponent passes. Let's go for Rebound Crag. Not Rebound Crag. Should have gone for a forest there. My bad. That's a punt because I got distracted for like a millisecond. That's punt number 3. Punt number 3. I started reading the all the jokes in the chat, and then I wasn't paying attention. That's whatever. Opponent didn't have a turn there, so we'll just give him that. If they have red mana, we may have a Raptor Hatchling get killed by a Strike or a Harness Lightning, but more often than not, since they have black mana, it'll get Fatal Pushed, and then Hatchling will just die, and you'll feel bad. You take 1 day off for draft and forget how to play Constructed. David, yeah, totally, sometimes. It can happen. So you have 5 cards in your opponent's hand, 3 mana on the battlefield. What is happening? I'm going to hit decline real quick. I got challenged real quick. No one challenges me. I challenge them. Mardu mana. Looks like Mardu vehicles, perhaps. Can hit 6 for our opponent here. Well, if opponent's not going to do anything, let's go for a Forest and Radiant Destiny. Which is really going to confuse my opponent, but that's fine. Get out of our hand before they go for a Doomfall or something. Playing Mardu vehicles, you say? Usually they have a turn 1, you know, Toolcraft. What is happening? Opponent isn't doing anything. Very confused. Let's go for a Hatchling here. We'll have 7 permanents next turn. Push on the Hatchling. Kind of what I expected. There it is. Challenge someone in chat like once a week. Maybe. Four mana. What are you going for? Panharmonicon? No, Chandra. Okay. Let's shoot Chandra here. And then we'll just kill Chandra with the alpha next turn. Oh, wow. Nice. Chandra on top of Chandra. Let's go for a mountain here. Go for a alpha. Kill Chandra. Four cards in hand. No mana to use anything. Chandra dead. Nice. We'll have 9 permanents thanks to the land next turn if we don't have anything die this turn. Bantu's Last Reckoning may be a play, though. Mardu Control. Here's an unclaimed territory. Let's go for this. Hold up and a braid. Get the City's Blessing. And get in for 9 if we can. May have a Vraska's Contempt come in here. No, push. Okay. That's fair. The one extra point from Radiant Destiny does make Sweltering Suns, if they have them, be basically useless. So we're being aggressive. We just have to continue to be aggressive. If Near Dead lands on the Alpha, making it a 3/3. No, Liliana's Death and Majesty. Gotcha. Can't bring anything back. They could make a 2/2 here. Alright. Would love to get into another Alpha since we have Annoyed Procession on the field. 2 cards in hand. Nope, got into a land there. The problem I have here now is, do I just start continuing to attack out for the zombie? We probably want to kill the zombie here and then hit Liliana. And the reason is because the -7 on Liliana can kill. Is it all non-zombie? Yeah. Get her down to 1. Alright. 2 cards in our opponent's hand. No cards in our hand. Would love to top deck into a Register Alpha or a Hotly. That'd be amazing. Got a zombie there. Let's see what happens. Keep in mind when they, if we have Hotly or Alpha, it would make 2 3/3s instead of 1. Ooh, Scorpion God. I gotcha. Ooh, Fire Cannonade. That's probably worth it to keep up for the turn. Let's pass. Let's see, 3 cards in our opponent's hand. Let's see if they have a Vraska's Contempt. Got a plus, Liliana. They can always just kill or weaken Alpha here. Sure. Let's go for an in-phase Cannonade here. Kill those zombies. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wouldn't be able to kill the Alpha if they did Scorpion God twice, but would make it weak enough to be a pain. Okay, they're going to draw some cards. Walking Dog and testing the Wi-Fi range. Nice. Come on. Ah, Drover. Not what I wanted. Pass. Can you smell what the Mardu is cooking? I can. It's rather foul. Yeah, putting a counter on the Alpha there. 5 cards in hand. They've got us in a locked state thanks to Scorpion God, but we have cast outs in a main board. We have Hotly that can make some 3/3s. We have ways around this. We just have to draw them. Sorry, I played sad face. No problem, Jack. We're doing alright. We're 1-1 so far. This might be a loss in game 1 here on match 3. Thanks to their Scorpion God and Liliana combo. 4 cards in hand. They've had quite the removal package, so Raptor Hatchling is definitely coming out. Come on. Opponent mulling over what to do here. Could go for a push on the Drover and then go for some more counters on the Alpha to try and kill it. Yeah, cause yeah, I agree. It's a very good card. 6/5 for 5 is decent, and then being able to put counters and draw cards is very, very good. And for only 3 mana, you get to do that over and over again at instant speed. So I don't run up against Scorpion God that often, but when I do, it's always a pain in the butt. They're definitely the coolest. I don't know, man. Vampire's pretty cool. Yeah, they're going to go for the drover kill here. If they can kill the alpha, maybe. Or are they going to go for a different kill? I think I'm going to pass this song real quick. No, thank you. There we go. Why do you think Scorpion God isn't played more? Probably just due to how like specific of a need it feels. It doesn't have as much of a like, I don't know, I would say like immediate advantage like Scarab God has. Now it does draw you a card which is decent, but on a 5-mana 6/5 you probably want something a little bit more than card draw. Being able to weaken creatures like this is decent, and then be able to draw, you know, kill them through the mid game is great, but most of the time the opponent's going to have Vraska's Contempt or Cast Out immediately to be able to handle it, so I think that's the reason Scorpion God doesn't get played as much. Opponent said they're lagging. Vampires suck. They always close to OP. Always close to OP, yeah. And brought back too often. I agree. Alright, opponent. We're going to give you another 30 seconds. Opponent is disconnected. Let's see if they come back in the next like 30 seconds. If not, we're just going to pass out of here and go to another match. Sadly, that's part of online play, though. The worst tribe is merfolk. Justin, I don't know about that. I'd say the worst tribe, to me, is, I don't know, maybe pirates right now. Just out of like what they can do. Like there's a lot of good pirates, but like when you put them together, it's just kind of mishmash. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Let's close Mads. Opponent's being too slow. Let's get into a different match. They can kill both creatures by spending mana. Ivan, absolutely. Play first, but we're into a new match here. Opponent was playing way too slowly for that. This is decent for us for an opening hand, so we're going to keep it. We're on the draw as well, so we're going to get Inspiring Vantage. Hold up strike if we need to. What is happening? Fine. Fine, fine. Anyone has made a human tribal? Not like pirates, but just humans? Yes, Kazi. There's been a couple lists going around that have been a human tribal thanks to cards like Radiant Destiny. I do think that that can be a very real deck with a lot of fine-tuning. 3 punts. We playing rugby over here? No. We're playing Magic, and it can happen. Let's see here. We're on the draw. This could be a keep thanks to the cast-out cycle we can get into. And commune with dinosaurs. Man, this is so close to a keep here. I want to say this is a keep for us. Have you heard about corduroy pillows? I hear they're making headline. Authority on turn 1? On game 1? What is happening? What is happening? Got into an intervention there. We're going to go Inspiring Vantage pass. What? What? Well, Authority is on turn 1 on game 1. I mean, we've already lost this match, honestly. That's just crazy. All right. Yeah, this looks like a control deck, maybe an approach deck, perhaps. Let's go for a cast out cycle. Oh, come on, deck. Don't give me that. Draw 2 cards before our opponent gets to draw 2, and we still don't get anything. Pass. Let's get rid of a intervention here. Yeah, that gamble didn't pay off at all. If we get into a mana, though, we should have enough to get into a strike. There's a strike for us. That's fine. All right, pass turn. I'm okay with having at least a little bit of removal in hand for now. Hit this. 6 cards in hand. Getting into a 4th mana. It's probably Canal. Yeah, this feels like a approach deck or something. Vantage once again. Let's go for a Destiny and see what happens. Probably going to get countered. This the Jeskai deck from this weekend? I don't know, maybe. Dinosaur, why not? Pass. 5 cards in hand, 4 mana. Okay. The curse of the 1 land hand. I mean, we've had ones where we didn't have land for several of them. Ooh, another Radiant Destiny. I mean, if they're not going to do anything, then we'll just let these happen. They may not let the second one happen. Oh, they will. Okay. Well, that does mean that we'll have 5/5 tokens. Terran Mare never gets mana correctly. Even in two mana decks, it's always a gamble. Always a gamble. Okay. 7 cards in hand, 4 mana. Seth problems. I think it's just, if you play a lot of MTGO, you're going to get mana flooded and mana screwed a lot throughout the testing process. There's a Plains. I tell you what, we've got everything but green mana. It's all we need. Heart of the Cards guide him. What if the opponent just approached right now? Cast out to a Destiny? Looks like it. Pull from tomorrow for 2. Gotcha. Lightning Stroke. Oh, man. Fear this match. Gonna hit 6 for opponent here. Alright, Inspiring Vantage. Coming in tapped. Give me green mana. Or even... Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go for a Commune here. Watch you get countered. Opponent's like, no! You can't have mana! What are you, crazy? Yep, exactly. What are you, crazy? You want mana? Oh my god. Oh, never gonna. You just never change. All right. Alpha. 6 cards in hand. Let's go for a Drover. We can get through a Supreme Will here. This might die to a Harness Lightning or a Strike. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably a Strike here. Or a Braid. There it is. Ah, Control. The best matchups where you don't do anything and everything just happens to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have enough for an approach, actually. 3, 6, 7. There it is. There it is. Yep, there's approach. Let's go for an alpha here. Make a 6/6 and a 5/5. Oh, it does make authority here. Ban Island. I don't know about Ban Island. I do think Control is probably the most not frustrating to play against, but just like it's hard. It's a hard like deck to counter. Like it's like a lot of cards in Magic have like really good interactions with one another, like killing enchantments or killing creatures or whatever. But control is like you just have to play a control deck against a control deck. Like that's all you have to do, really. Unless your card is hexproof and can't be countered. Like a deck that has to work around, you know. Alright. We have a cast out here. Could go for another alpha, but they have 4 cards in hand. I'm assuming if there's another counter in there. Let's go for 11 points of damage. A deck full of counters is hard to counter. No, you don't say. Yeah, I agree, Crispy. That's the point. I'm just saying, like, there's always an out with a bunch of different decks, and I feel like I'm gonna actually let's go for an alpha here if we can. I do feel like that the interactivity of control decks is a lot harder to deal with than any other kind of deck archetype. All right, so will we see a fumigate this next turn? That's the point now. Supreme Will they did have in hand, so that does mean they either have a fumigate in hand or they're going to hunt for a fumigate. Usual control spells have cool kits and stuff, but approach is dull. You cast this card, oh, you win. Well, you can actually counter the second cast. Glimmer here. So they do get to draw 2 cards here. 5 cards in hand. All right. We do have 2 intervention in hand, or in hand in the deck. So you can definitely use that. Not in this particular situation, but in the future. Fumigate this turn, or they got the approach already. Looks like they already got the approach. There it is. Concede. Let's go to game 2. Approach makes control dumb. Control is a great archetype. Approach is a bad card. Yeah, I can kind of think of that like that. We want to bring in Chandra. We want to bring in Carnage Tyrant. We want to take out cards like Cannonade. Hatchling could be kept in here. Brontodon is definitely coming in. Scavenger could come in here. Binding is going to come in. Let's see, 8 cards we can take out. Let's take out the hatchlings here. Want to keep a braid for any kind of random nonsense. Binding for a follow-up authority or anything like that could be used here. Take out 1 cast out for that. Trying to think what else we could bring in here or take out. Take out 1 scavenger, keep 1 in. Let's take out a strike. And Raptor, probably better. Pausing a live feed is bad, you guys. Yeah, I would say so. First, yes. 3 lands, Commune, Raptor, Alpha, and Strike. That's fine. Don't have a turn 1 Commune. We can go for a turn 2 though. Yeah, no Procession because of the Register Alpha and the Huatli Warrior Poet for the tokens. Opponent mulligan is 6 here. Yeah, I would agree, Kai. And like, yeah, I do agree, Josh, that it would say the most engaging archetype. I just feel like in a like very constricted format like Standard, it really can be a situation where it's just to beat control, you have to play control. Like there are a lot of cards in other decks that are kind of difficult to deal with. But if you're in Modern or a more Eternal format, you have enough like to work with that it doesn't matter. I think we want to go for probably another Rootbound Crag, honestly. Sure. Pass. My favorite control deck is a slightly Planeswalker-based control with mostly removal and a few counterspells. Approach doesn't let me play that, but I can still generate salt. No blue mana just yet. Let's go for Rootbound Crag. Having 2 Carnage Tyrant in hand is going to be great, but still nothing to play just yet. Okay. 7 mana, or 7 cards in hand, not 7 mana. 2 cards, 2 mana on the battlefield. Aether Hub here for a counter. Bronzodon here. Let's go for a Plains. Try for a Raptor here. It's going to get countered, though. Wow, it didn't get countered. So does that mean they have just straight up removal the next couple turns, or what? Territory pretty good for us. Let's go Dinosaur. Let's get in for attacks first. Alpha would have been countered there. Let's see. You want to settle 1 creature? Oh, Glimmer. Okay. On my attack step, not my in phase? Okay. That does mean we have an alpha play unless they have a oop, I hit my camera there. Okay, we want to be conservative and play out the Bronzodon here. And the reason is in case of a Fumigate next turn. The classic Glimmer on attacks. Yeah, that's confusing. Another Aether Hub getting into 3 energy. 7 cards in hand. 5 mana on the battlefield, so they can go for a Fumigate if they want to. Just seeing if our opponent feels like they have the urge to do so. Looks like they don't just yet. We can go for a strike. That's fine. Forest here, no problem. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Do we want to waste Carnage Tyrant in case of a... Let's attack first. Getting in for 7, see if they have a Settle the Wreckage here. Looks like they do. Nope, strike on the Bronzodon, okay. Another strike on the Bronzodon? Oh, shock, okay. What a weird way to kill a creature. Let's go for Tyrant here. Ban Bronzodon? I think the card's fun. Yeah, I don't think Second Sun should be banned. I just think that there needs to be more answers to cards like that that have very low interactivity. Yeah, we could use Register Alpha to have a board wipe. I think a Tyrant, though, is good enough to instill a board wipe from our opponent. That's it. Okay, good. Game 3. Skip from game 1 to game 3 there, but forgot to update it now in game 2. I honestly feel like bringing out the Scavenger and bringing in another Raptor, but I don't think it would be too well for us. Let's just hit submit. I think we're fine. That match was wait till turn 6, Tyrant concede. Well, if they had a Fumigate or a Settle the Wreckage, they would have passed turn into that, but they would have been sorely, you know, upset about a second Carnage Tyrant after that. I need more can't be countered Hexproof creatures. I mean, there were a lot back in the day, like back in, like, I would say Mirrodin Besieged, New Phyrexia. There was a bunch of them. I just feel like they just kind of, like, fell out of favor because people didn't like them as much, because you couldn't deal with them. And obviously they are hard to deal with, of course. But we have a lot of sweepers now in the format, so I don't know. What's up, Gizmo thing? Yeah, Thrune was fun. This could be okay. We are on the draw. I'm going to keep it. Hit 6 for opponent. Spire Bluff, pass. Cast out. Let's go for a mountain here. Pass. Hit 6 for opponent again. He didn't have blue mana that entire game, so we just got into 2 blue mana here, so I'm assuming this game is going to go very similar to how the first game went. Thrashing Brontodon is okay. Pass turn here. Alright. 7 cards in hand, 2 mana on the battlefield. Aether Hub. They're going to hold up a counter here. Let's just go for a strike to the face. Alright. No land. Come on, lands. Cancel. Sometimes the deck gives me perfect lands, sometimes it doesn't. Seems to be a theme here. So I made a merfolk deck with Hotly for fun, got the combo to go off a couple times, and made Q-Mana 20/20 plus and unblockable. Super fun and janky, but not very consistent. Yeah, sounds like it. Strike face to show dominance. Yeah. What if opponent, like, we just boarded into, like, a burn deck? That'd be funny. Come on, deck. Alright, alright. Getting mana screwed is, like, my least favorite way to lose a game. Especially against control, where every single mana counts. Yep. What a great Hearthstone hand. We'll have to get rid of a Thrashing Brontodon here. Prowling Sapopper. That would have been great, but I wanted to try and keep it on theme with the dinosaurs. Really throw your opponent off and just... Oh, man. Well, we have some good control cards in our hand. We just, you know. And, opponent's going to Glimmer on their instep here. Yep. Ultimate value from opponent. Let's get rid of the Thrashing Brontodon here. Thrashing. No, I'm good. Aether Hub. I glimmer when I look into your eyes. Authority. Nice. Thank you. This is going to get countered, but we have to do something. Wow, it didn't? Okay, cool. Argument to be made for scooping. Come on, David. We won't play it out. Opponent has 6 lands. I mean, it's not like we're behind, you know? I mean, we're fine. They're at 15. I mean, they have less life than us, you know? It's whatever. Another Glimmer? No, cast out. Oh, okay. Magic would be the greatest card game if it wasn't for lands. Jack, I would tend to agree with that. I do think that the mana situation for how decks are built is really difficult to wrap your head around as far as like how many you need, and then like because I always kind of like go between 22 and 24 depending on the lands for the type of deck I'm playing. And for this one, I think it's 23 because of the Commune with Dinosaurs and Drover the Mighties. Yeah, there's the first approach. Another Rootbound Crag. I mean, we do get to play Chandra here. So that's cool, I guess. No. But I will say that even if you do have the correct amount of land in your deck, you're still going to fall victim to being mana screwed or mana flooded. So it's not a perfect system, obviously. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's very much a random element here. Yeah, I don't think they're going to deal with Carnage Tyrant or Chandra this turn. Doesn't look like it. Nice. Well, here comes a Carnage Tyrant. Coming in tap, though. Of course, we could just go for a Sandra Ultimate. Oh, man. Stay positive and cry on the inside. Exactly, Jack. That's how I play Magic. No, it's fun. Again, I mean, this is a card game meant to have fun. So if we lose, that's all right. Glimmer? Or is this a pull from tomorrow? Looks like a pull from tomorrow. Yeah, for 6. Yep, and that's going to be a approach on their top, and then they win. Well, we started to get back there. But yeah, not getting into mana there really hurt us. Very sad. It's always disappointing whenever a deck that I'm like, oh, I'm really happy about this deck because I did a lot of testing on it and really like it a lot. And then does poorly on streams. I'm just like, you disappointed me, son. Why? 8 cards in hand. Go for approach. That'll be win. Not much strategy when you draw 6 cards and hit the land. Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with that. Locust God? What? What? What is happening? I'm confused now. I mean, okay. I think opponent's just messing with us now. I mean, we have Ixalan's Binding and Cast out here, so. Could have played in their turn here, I guess. I mean, the next card they'll have is Approach, so it's not like it matters. Opponent's confused now because they Glimmer of Genius or pull from tomorrow for 6, so they drew 6 cards. So they should have either drawn into Approach, like drew it, or they should have had it on the top of their deck. So if it's not the next card, I'm really confused. It should be the top card in their deck right now. Opponent was confused in the chat here. They're like, what happened? Might be a glitch. I don't know. Okay, I think he drew it. Okay, gotcha. I was very confused for a moment. You could have Ixalan's Binding the cast out there for sure, but yeah, they're gonna go for an approach here. There it is. There it is. I thought our opponent had the last turn, but apparently they didn't. All right, we're not having a great record right now, but that's okay. Play first, yes. I'm really excited to get into some more decks that are not tribal based. If this had green mana in it, I think I would keep this hand. We're also not on the draw, we're on the play. Usually run 25 lands. My mid-range decks rarely have land issues. Let's see. This feels like a mulligan to me. But if we get into a land, we can go for Vantage Mountain, then maybe Radiant Destiny if we don't get into a green. I think I want to try and keep it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we keep having mana issues this stream. But we do have Drover the Mighty and Commune with the Dinosaurs in the deck to help, fix those situations. It's just that not getting into our multiple forests is a little iffy. Kai, don't keep. We'll see what happens. Canyon Sleeve for our opponent there. Got into a cast out, not bad. Let's go for a cast out cycle on their instep. So risque. I like being risque. Let's see. It's tribe or nothing. Nah, Jack. We're definitely want to getting away from the tribes as soon as possible. Scrounger here. Gotcha. Let's go for in-phase cast out cycle. Got into Ripjar Raptor and Unclaimed Territory. Could go for a human here instead of dinosaur. The problem with that is that we couldn't use Ripjaw Raptor the following turn. But we couldn't use it anyway because of Drover the Mighty. Let's go human here. Do I smell a Mardu brew? Oh man. That's fun. Alright. The problem with picking human here is that if this dies, we're really going to regret that. Getting in for 3. How are you going to get a force for Ripjaw? Either draw it or draw it. We'll see what happens. 7 cards in our opponent's hand. Rebound Crag. Nice. Got our own Rebound Crag there. Let's see. Let's go for a Radiant Destiny first or an Alpha. Let's go for an Alpha first. Can't argue with that. Oh, man. We'll see what happens. Unlicensed on Alpha here? Yeah. I knew he had it in hand. I just didn't want to play the Raptor and have a creature that didn't have the ability to block or something. So we still have board presence thanks to that. Next turn will most likely be Radiant Destiny along with a Lightning Strike on the Scrounger. Omelette du fromage? You've seen Dexter's Lab too, huh? Getting in for 3, dropping down to 11. Let's Let's see, unlicensed. Rekindling Phoenix. Nice. This is a pretty good play here. Let's go for a Cannonade and then a strike on the Rekindling Phoenix. Oh no, I did it backwards. No! Oh no! That was a big punt there. We should have done it opposite. We should have gone for a strike first and then gone for a... Okay, now we just have to basically hope that they block. What is wrong with me today? There's 3 commune in this. Oh, they do block. Yes! Oh, wait. Drover does die. Shoot. I feel like scooping now just out of, like, embarrassment. That was such a bad play there. You know what? We have punt number 4, but I do think punt infinite is better for today. My brain is just not turned on for some reason. I don't know what's happening. Control got me messed up. Double punt, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, there's our Glory Bringer. Just destroy my face right now. I deserve all of it. Just do it. Oh, man, that was awful. We're at 3. There's nothing we can do. All right, concede. I feel so bad about that play. Oh, my gosh. I got excited because I drew Fire Cannonade being like, that's the answer! And then strike, and then Cannonade. And then I did it backwards, and that just cost the entire match. Well, let's go for... let's see... Settle's pretty good against an aggro aggressive opponent like this. Candidate is good. It's just, for whatever reason, my brain isn't on today. Let's see. Tyrant could be good as well for some unlicensed disintegration stuff. Let's take out some hatchlings because they're going to die to a push, so it won't matter. Sorry, but you missed me basically having my brain turned off. I don't know what's happening. Bronzodon could be good if this is Mardu vehicles. We didn't see much of it, though. Combo with annoying procession. Yeah. Make 2 0-1s. Oh, man. Mardu monsters, maybe? Let's see. Let's take out intervention for now. I want to say we take out the processions and bring in our. Kai with all the all caps. What's up, Pleasant Kenobi? It's fun. I just, for whatever reason today, my brain has not been working, so I've been continually punting forever. Forever and ever. Today is the infinite punt day. Not sure what's happening. Why are you yelling? Could go Scavenger here if we wanted to deal with the Kindling Phoenix a little bit more effectively. Could also just bring in Chandra. I am the punt commander. Let's take out Radiant Destiny. Throw in Chandra and hit submit. If we have time. We may not have the time. May not have led us there. Let's see. Did it throw it in there? No, it didn't. Okay, that's fine. Play first? Yes. Alright, 2 lands. Cannonade, Cannonade, Hotly, and Ripjaw. The Punt Commander. Kenobi, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. What I just did, if you didn't see it, if you just got in here, opponent had a Rekindling Phoenix and a Scavenger Grounds. I had Fire Cannonade and Lightning Strike in my hand. Rekindling Phoenix is a 4/3, so I could have went Lightning Strike, killed that, it made the 1/2, and then Fire Cannonade to wipe their board completely. What I did instead was Fire Cannonade, which killed the Scavenger, but didn't kill the Phoenix, and then just attacked because I was dumb, and then all of my creatures died because I couldn't do the strike yet. Because I needed the Drover on the field for the 2 mana. It was a dumb interaction. Okay. I'm thinking bring a little in the current format I haven't played in years. I think it's really open right now, Kenobi, honestly. It's a lot of fun. It is kind of random, though. Like, there's a bunch of different decks that just do a bunch of different things, so it's fun that there's, like, not a just strict format right now. I kind of want to keep this. But I do want to probably mulligan, I feel like. Let's do a... We have turn 1. I'll keep. Wasn't it 11 decks in the top 16 of the SCG Open? Is that right? I think so. That sounds right. I think it's time for the race. Marionette Master. I do have a deck that's going to be coming out soon that's a Marionette Master deck with Brass's Bounty. Because I love that idea. Risk it for the biscuit. Well, that's what I keep doing, Magic, and it just keeps firing back in my face. Got a Drover. It's pretty good for us. Pass turn here. It's a Canyon Slough for our opponent. 8 cards in hand. Going for a Rootbound Crag. All right. Magma Spray. Is Push dominant? Yes, Push is very dominant in the format right now. That's why I boarded out my... where are they at? I didn't board them out, actually. Are they? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. I'm one that believes if you have 2 lands, you keep. That's your best case scenario on a mulligan. With 6 cards, you usually just get 2 lands in hand. Yeah, that's true. J-Light Ranger here. Let's just go for a strike. Pass. I would say if opponent has black, they're going to have 4 pushes in their deck the entire time. That's basically how I've come to understand Standard. Rekindling Phoenix, okay. Ooh, there it is again. Now we just need the mana to do that. Alright, so we can kill it on their turn. Let's go for a strike. Do you have Blossoming Defense? You do not. Okay. Another one? J-Light Ranger. Gotcha. Cuts of Ribbons. Very nice. Maybe don't keep. Yeah. Unlicensed. Gotcha. Threw Ribbons into the graveyard there. Let's see. Drover. Cannonade's going to be good here as a wipe. For the token at least. Pass turn. Couldn't kill the J-Light Ranger. Might have been a better idea to bring in Sweltering Suns over the Cannonade. We'll see. Drover's definitely going to come in this turn unless we hit a land for Ripjaw. 4 cards in hand. Getting out a Scrap Heap Scrounger. Cast out. Let's go for Drover. Pass turn. With Brass's Bounty, you go Marionette Master over Revel because of Ixalan's Binding. Yes. Marionette Master can also come in, and then if it hits, You can just start sacking all the Brass's Bounty treasures and just win from that. Ooh, Glorybringer. Yeah, opponent's playing a very similar build to the Red-Green Monsters list that's been featured in a bunch of different metagames right now. However, they're going for the more Mardu twist with the Scrapheap Scrounger. And unless it's Disintegration. Getting in for quite a bit, and probably will be game this next turn. Looks like it. Let's go for Inspiring Vantage and lose. Yeah, we played against the Red-Green Monsters, I want to say last week sometime. It was really powerful. Alright, we're in match 5. Last one of the day. We've had a bad day. Very bad, no good day. Goodness. Cat is very needy right now. Hey, you. You want to play some Magic? Nope. Okay. He's like, no, I just want to be held. All right. I'll get him out of the way. Play first. Yes. 3 mana, Strike, Braid, and Commune. I think this is going to be a keep for us. Let's go for a Rootbound Crag or Mountain. Probably just a Mountain. Pass. Do you think Phoenix is good in Grixis Synergy? I think Phoenix is good in general, Kai, and that's why he's going to be in a lot of lists in my personal lists in the future. I feel like that card is very difficult to deal with, especially in a format where we have a lot of 1-for-1 removal. So against white, you know, it can die to a Cast Out or an Ixalan's Binding or a Settle of Wreckage. But I mean, a strike can't kill it because it makes it a 0/1, so they'd have to strike and then shock, you know, so they're having to 2-for-1 your creature. I do think Radiant Shaman is busted in different types of decks, especially token-based decks. Irrigated Farmland from our opponent looks like another control deck. Let's go for a Rootbound Crag and go for a Commune. At 4 mana already. Could go for the alpha here since we were at 4 mana. I think that's probably fair. Could have gone for the Inspiring Vantage, but I think staying aggressive with our hand here is fine. Out of all the MTG streamers' cats, yours is my favorite. Thanks, I guess. I feel like a lot of streamers have cats for some reason. I don't know why. I guess maybe because they're just less hassle to deal with because of like dogs. I don't know. Yeah, this is blue-white cycling. Let's hit 6 for our opponent. Expecting a Drake here. No, no Drake. Interesting. Let's go for a Mountain. Go for a Drover if we can. Might get countered. This does mean we have an alpha for next turn if it doesn't get killed or something. Frank Lepore has a dog. I like his dog better than him. Frank's okay too. Nice. Because streamers are weirdos. You don't like cats? Come on, Ken. Come on. Drake Haven here for our opponent. It's kind of what I was expecting a turn earlier. Let's go for a strike here. Inspiring Vantage does mean good things for us. It could be a good way to use Anointed Procession, but see, now I want to be greedy and go for Anointed Procession into alpha next turn. I don't think it's worth it because of the mana right now. Whoops. Do it. Josh, you do Anointed? We can do Anointed. Just letting you know this is going to be a mistake, but we'll see what happens. If it gets Spell Pierce, I'll feel real bad. Okay. My kids love most MTG content creators because of their cats. Nice. Dev has all cat streams. That's odd. I haven't watched any Dev streams, honestly. I need to do that. Is he on Twitch, I guess? There are most of them are on Twitch these days. Going for another Drakehaven here. Ooh, we could go for an alpha here, but now I'm afraid of a token generators. Hotly Warrior Poet, Josh. Let's try this and see if he gets that scattered. Most likely they'll want to, it doesn't, sweet. Alright, there we go. Let's get in for 9 here. And they can make 2/2s, but we'll beat them all day with 3/3s. Saffron also has cats. I've heard them in the background. Nice. Weird that we all have cats. Yeah, there goes a sensor right there. So they did have Sensor, but we did have Drover in the field, so. And no need to pay off, you see. Well, if they had, like, Essence Scatter or something like that, I would have felt bad, but they didn't. So they may just have a Fumigate here instead. Mystic Cave Zone in the background, yeah. There it is. There's Fumigate. So he's 4 cards in hand. Got a Hatchling here. Let's go for Drover. Whoops. Meant to go for green there. Pass turn. Hatchling does make 2 3/3s here. To 5 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Are you approach as well? Looks like you are. Nope, another Fumigate. Oh, wow. Okay. Opponent really doesn't want us to have creatures. Fire Cannonade's going to deal with their situation. Let's just go for a strike here. You want Hatchlings in a blue-red Aurus list? Maybe. What? So needy. Looks like opponent's passing 3 cards in hand. You'd think this would be the opportune time to start going off on the Drakehaven, but I guess not. We're getting into a mana pocket here. There we go. Renewed Faith cycle. I did like the Boggles list earlier. Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun, Rugged, for sure. Alright, paying another mana. Countervailing Winds, okay. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. The problem here is that if we go for Fiery Cannonade this turn, 2, 4, 6, 8, they'll just make more. So we're going to let them hit us this turn. Search, okay. Intervention, not great. Again, we still have an answer for the impending doom on top of us. Ooh, they didn't have anything at the end of that turn there. Goodness gracious. Needy. Yeah, we want to probably Fire Cannonade here. Let's try for it. They may have a Countervailing Winds here. Do they? Looks like they're gonna hunt. Okay. Just picturing his cat clawing his legs. He's not doing that. He's just rubbing up against my hand right now. Yeah, they're looking for a Countervailing Winds. Abandoned Sarcophagus here. Alright. Alright, cool. They could go for Abandoned Sarcophagus here. Which is what I would do. Yep. Does make all their cycling spells online again. Goodness. Let's see. We can go for a cast out cycle, or we can go for... Let's go for an abrade here. On Sarcophagus. Yeah, we need Hotly or we need a Register Alpha. We should have tapped the red mana there instead of the Inspiring Vantage. This is the most I've ever heard my cat meow. What is happening? How's it feel to get catcalled? Not great. Come here. Alright. I'm going to hold you for a minute. Is that okay? Jeez. You're very needy today. What is happening? We're losing very badly to a Drake deck. Is this okay? Are you okay with this? In phase, make a lot of Drakes. He's just like, I just wanted to be held. That's all. Getting 6 for opponent because we don't have anything to do. Yeah, we'll probably take a Drake Haven, most likely. Getting in for 2, dropping down to 10. Come on, literally anything besides land would be great. Would be fantastic. 4 cards in hand. Let's go for a cast out on a Drake Haven here. Succumbs to the cackle. I think he's just mad about the puns. Probably. He's just like, why are you so terrible today? Yeah, let's grab a Drake Haven. But yeah, we've gotten to so much mana now that we might just be dead this turn. Having this single Drake Haven here is going to mean that if they have a lot of cycling cards in hand, they'll be able to go off. If they get to 5 here, then that's going to be game. Dear Cat's Diary, the cries of my people worked. Oh, man. Okay. Illumination, Drake and Josh Haven. Now they just need to chef at Dunes next turn, right? Do. Alright, they're up 2, 4, 6, 8. They're at 8. And they can't do... They can do one more, technically. Okay. Throntodon, where are you? Brontodon, you mean? That's in the sideboard. Alright. Down to 2. What's up, CJ? You caught us on a terrible day. Land, why? Concede. Alright, go to sideboard here. It's crazy. Either we have situations where we don't have any lands, or we have too many lands. Carnage Tyrant's good here. Chandra's good here. Brontodon is great here. Scavenger can be okay here. Hatching's going to be taken out. Sweltering Suns is not that bad, but we have Cannonade here. You get mana screwed anyway. It's true. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's just... Sometimes I do stuff, I'm just like, I don't understand. Let's take out 1 Radiant Destiny. Intervention could be decent to keep in here. Cannonade is an instant that deals 2 damage to the Drakes, and the Drakes are 2 toughness, so I feel like that's better because it is an instant versus a sorcery. I think Settle could be brought in here. Probably worth it to just take out the Destiny altogether and just have no processions in instead. Raptor Hatchings are good, sure, but they're not good against Fumigates, Cast Outs, Settle Wreckage, things like that. And that's what this deck is doing. Oop, I hit my stand again. Jeez. They do not survive Fumigates. They don't have to get damage dealt to them. They are just destroyed, so their Enrage mechanic doesn't go off. So. Let's check out 1 Cast Out. I'm trying to think what else to take out here. 3 to take out. 1 Raptor. I mean, we can take out Heroic here and just, just saying they're going to bring in more settles instead of fumigates. Sure, we'll take it to processions, Josh, if you want to. Processions, let's bring in Suns. How about that? I'm sorry, Ken. Play first, yes. Opening hand, three lands. Ixalan's Binding, a Drover, and Strike. This is decent. Let's go for a Rootbound Crag. And Inspiring Vantage next turn. Irrigated Farmlands, gotcha. Though they had 2 settles, or 2 fumigates in the last game. We'll see what happens, though. Going for a Drover here. May have a turn 2 Ripjaw, or turn 3 Ripjaw Raptor, since we are on the play. Let's see. Search, okay. Let's go for Inspiring Vantage here. Gonna go for Ripjaw Raptor, pass turn. Torn between keeping my Snake Sultai deck for Hostage Taker or going Golgari. I mean, Hostage Taker's good. Sultai's a good list. We did a Golgari list, Constrictor list, like, I want to say like last week sometime. Maybe not last week, but it been the week before. Let's see, Rebound Crag here. I think we just attack out here. They don't have Settle just yet. Wow, farm, okay. Interesting card in that deck. 6. Splashing through the Snake deck for Adonis Climb is real. Nice. Put an island into their graveyard there, thanks to Search. Got into 4 mana here. Let's see. Let's go for a Strike. Alright, go for a Mountain here. Could go for an attack, but it might just be better to non-attack. I mean, it's fine. We may have another farm, though. We've got enough mana, though, to do everything we want to do. Alright. We have answers to the Drake now. Illumination. Nice. Not bad. Search for Ascanta once again. Five mana. 6 cards in hand. Did they board into an approach strategy? Is that what just happened? Do you think Glintleaf Siphoner will come back in his price? 7 tickets right now. Yeah, I do think he'll come back up again. That card is just too good not to. Let's go for another Drover hit here. Never seen Farm be played. Yeah, Curtis, it's a pretty good card in the Azurius control lists. It kills something and it gives him card draw. Okay. Renewed Faith, getting 2 life, cycling. What are your thoughts on Siegehorn Ceratops? It dies to Fatal Push. That's my thoughts, Henry. It was the Nayasaurs list was built to specifically use that card. And the more I played with it, the more often I hated it because I couldn't get it to go off without, like, just specifically playing a card to make sure it went off. And then it would just get Fatal Push, so I didn't have any, like, interest in continuing to play that deck. It's like Long Tusk Cub, except Long Tusk Cub like doesn't like need to be played or like another card to make it good. It just is good because you have energy. Do you have any interest in building Grixis energy? Maybe. A lot dies to Fatal Push. That's true. That's true. But Seatron Ceratops like needs other things for it to be. Let's see. This can be countered. Draw the cards. Okay. Opponent gonna feel real bad when Ixalan binding this, but that's all right. Can't wait until Fatal Push rotates. Yeah, I can't wait until basically all of Kaladesh rotates, honestly. I'm so ready for it. Let's go for a commune here. Please, Alpha, thank you. Get in for one. But yeah, Seatron Ceratops, like it's just too slow for it to be too good. You have cards like Ryle, you have cards like Shake the Foundations, you have also the Forerunner. For the dinosaurs. Those are all decent cards. The problem is that you can cast those cards or you can have a Forerunner on the battlefield and your opponent has time to react to that ability happening. And so you have to, 2 or 3 for 1 yourself to make sure that your creature stays alive. And then it just gets Fatal Push when it's a 6/6 or something. So it's just a very difficult way to build the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could have gone for an Alpha here, but I want to be more conservative. They have 6 cards in hand. Can't all Kaladesh rotate except Marionette Master. No, if it's one, it's all. I think Merfolk's fun. Going for a cast out on binding? Yeah. That's gonna suck. In phase Ascanta. Miss Blue White Godfrey's Gift. I mean, it's still really good, Brian. I mean, Gift is still like it's turned to Esper now, but it's still a good list. It's not bad at all. 6 cards in hand, lots of mana. Authority coming in here. All right. Opponent taking over the match now. Thanks to that cast out play. The problem now is we have a strike and we can't use it because of the dinosaur's ability. Let's try for an Alpha here. See if they have a countervailing winds. Looks like it. Nope. Yeah, this is a loss for us now. We could go for a block, and that'll be it. My friend George says hi. Hi, George. Oh, man. Renewed Faith here, getting them 2 life, cycling a card. I think this card is very, very good. 7 mana is a lot, though. But it's a good like, late-game bomb for a control deck. Yeah, we haven't seen the Drake Haven at all yet, so I'm assuming they threw it out of the deck. Either that, they just haven't drawn into it. They're, only have 33 cards left in the deck. Playing a Glacial Fortress. Caracol there. Luckily, they don't have haste. Would love to settle the wreckage because we have it in the deck. And they have 2 cards in their hand with Ascanta, so let's see. Man. Sometimes. Sweltering Suns. Do you have another countervailing winds in your hand? You do not. Okay, good. So we have 1 turn. Almost fitting that the final loss would be to another dino of all things. Yeah, truly ironic. Irrigated Farmland Cycle. Can you explain why Trap Draw Tyrant is bad? Because removal. I don't know, that's dice to removal is not an argument that should be played a lot, but I feel like if it just exiled the card when it got enraged, like straight up and did that, just didn't like if it just removed it and didn't have to where like if it leaves the battlefield and brought it back, it would bring it back. I would like it so much more. But since it like dies and can bring everything back at exiled, that makes the enrage mechanic so much worse. Because I tried to use it for this Nihilist build, and I found a situation where like I would exile some things, and then my opponent would just Wrath's Contempt or cast out or fumigate, and then everything would come back, you know, and then I'm just dead. So it was just a really hard way to combat it, the current meta, because there's so much spot removal in the format. And of course, while I draw mana and not eat of my own spot removal. Caracol, okay. Let's see. We have 2 Settled Wreckages in the main board here, and we decide to pull into a Drover of the Mighty instead. So block here, kill that. Oh, it comes in tapped, so we're dead. Oh man. This has been a bad day for MTG, I agree. Wow. So weird. I don't know. I think this deck is okay. I do think it still needs a lot more tweaking. Nayasaurs is this particular build that I really wanted to work. I used so many different types of cards from the actual colors here. Used 4 Trapjaw Tyrants, then I started to use the Siege Horns, Ceratops, all that kind of stuff. I just did not find any luck with those cards because of the amount of spot removal in the format, as well as the amount of like tempo-based stuff. That's why I liked this deck, because it had a little bit of both, with like some early game with Raptor Hatchling, and some mid game with the Ripjaw Raptor, and then late game, of course, with our Hot Leads and Register Alphas. It's just none of that came together in today's stream, and that's okay. It's not gonna be. We're not gonna have winners every single day. We have had a pretty good streak though, the past like week and a half. Have pretty good positive results in our decks. But that's alright if we have a bad one. I'm going to update our listing here. We are 1-4 today. I still like the deck list. Hope you did too. And, you know, we'll just get him next time with another deck list. So, you like playing Ronus in my Dino deck? Ronus is a very good card. I like that card a lot. Off topic, thoughts on Realm, Razor, and Gishoth EDH decks? Because who needs land in a Dino train? That's funny. What am I doing? Grixis Pirates. That'll be this week, as well as the like Cat Tribal 3.0. So basically, just mopping up the rest of the list here for this week. So let me pull up my calendar here. Yeah, so tomorrow and then Thursday will be the Pirates and Cats. Probably Cats first and then Pirates, or Pirates first and Cats. I'm trying to decide which one to do first. And then of course Friday will be the extra long Fan Friday stream. But that's going to do it for today's stream, guys. I appreciate you hanging in with me on these horrible matches and these infinite punts. It's been a bad day. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the future and in the next deck tech. So, see ya.